Well, I have them out of the tumbler. Aren't they pretty? Absolutely pretty. Now there are a lot of options you could do here. You do not have to tumble. The tumbler took away some of the patina, but it does still rest down in there and gives it a highlight. But you could add more back. You could even do it like we did the flower pendant and brush them with the scrubby to give it a soft matte finish. So there are a lot of options there. But now we're ready to set the stones. So I bought a drill press. It is and I will get a photo and I will put in here in the video so you can see it. It was like $65 or $70 from Rio. If you're going to do a lot of precise drilling or a lot of precise stone setting with the burrs and things, and you're very uncomfortable about the way I'm going to show you to do it, you can do that. You can get one of those and it will be wonderful. I've actually through the years gotten a little bit better at just doing it, and I'm more comfortable with just doing it by hand, which is the way I'm going to show you because I know that you don't have a drill press. We are going to use the burrs that we have in our little cups. We have them organized in our little cups from the very, very beginning. And we're just going to take it one at a time and we're going to set them. So I am going to start with the 5mm. There are 3 5mm stones, one on each earring and then one on the pendant. Now, if you were going to use the drill press, you would just simply put your stone setting burr in the drill press, and you would do it very similar to how we're going to do this. In this instance, my hand is going to function the way that the drill press would function. You definitely want to have lubrication, so I'm going to get some lubrication on there, and you want it as flat as possible. And then you're going to make sure that your drill shaft, that your drill shaft, well, technically yes, but your flex shaft and your bit are straight up and down. Now, you want to rest it in there, and you want to make sure you're holding it. Now, I've seen students, if they feel that that bit starts to grab in that tube, it frightens them, and they let go, and they just panic. And don't do that, because it's going to catch. It has to catch the metal to cut the metal. But just hold it and literally, see, I can hold my finger up against that. Now, it's not something I definitely recommend, but it's not going to hurt you. So don't be afraid of it. Knocked all my lubricant off. So I want you to stop periodically. I don't want you to try to cut the entire seat all at once. And I'm probably only going to go about 1/3, maybe 1/4 of the way up on the flat piece. So this depth here, that this entire flat area on the bit, we're not going to go all the way up there. That stone would set so far down that's just not necessary. But we are probably going to go about 1/3 or 1/4 of the way. We're going to do it a little at a time, And then we're going to check our stone to see if it's sitting where we need it to sit, because you can, take more, drill more out, but once you cut it too low, the only option is to cut the top of your tube off, and then it would not be sitting flush with the others. So first thing to do is rest it in your tube. Make sure you're straight up and down, and then I just barely lift it. Sometimes I don't even lift it. I just barely start it and let the drill bit start to grind away. And it is cutting. I'm going to turn it a little bit, just in case I'm not holding it 100% straight. Sounds really weird with this bit. Sometimes they do. It's looking good. Don't let the noise scare you. I think that putting it in the tumbler hardened this tube a little bit, and that's why we're getting the noise. So I think this is the 5, that's the 4, and the 3. So I'm just going to dry fit now to see kind of where we're at with the depth. I'm just going to use the wax to pick the stone up. And it still need to go down a little bit. We want the crown of the stone to sit above, but we want the girdle of the stone below, so that when we compress the silver or the tube around it, it's compressing and holding the girdle. Okay, and you can look in there and you can see how much flat side is there. And that's just right. Now, I use a tiny little dowel rod, this one will work, to push the stone down in there. It's not going to mar that CZ, and it will push it down in there. And once you've got it pushed in there, look at it from all sides to make sure it's sitting level, sitting flush, sitting in there exactly the way that you want it. If it isn't, take it out and drill down some more if it needs to. So I have these burnishers, and they are stainless steel. They're very good, and they're very hard. These with the curved ends are very good for keeping that point out of the way. Now what you need to do is you're going to have to hold that stone in place while you compress that metal over the stone. You're going to do one side, then you're going to do the opposing side, and you want to hold your, I hold my thumbnail or my finger, just a good habit to get into. Then once you've done that, you're going to do like north, south, east, and west. And then you're just going to work your way around. You're going to compress that metal over that stone. You want it to go all the way around. And that's why I said, remember, you need plenty of working room around your tube in order to compress that metal down. Okay. Now I'm also going to show you these setting punches. These are so worth the expense, and I think you can buy a smaller set. I think you can even buy these individually based on the sizes of stones that you set. You want them to be the smallest that will fit. So this one would be very big for the 3mm, but this one fits very well with the 5. So what you do is once you get your stone in there, you don't even have to use this to start the folding over process. You just put it in there, place this down, and just press and rotate. And it will compress that in a beautiful, even way, and it will give you a bright, shiny rim around that stone. Okay, we've got one 5mm down. Let's do our earrings. Had a bit of water in there from the tumbler. Now it could get hot, so just be aware if you feel it starting to warm up that you move your hand, or you just stop and let it rest for a moment. Slow and steady. That one's getting really hot, so I'm going to go on to this one. I probably should not have thrown them in the tumbler. They're really hard. But the steel is harder than the silver, so we will get the job done. There we go. That was good progress. Let's see where we're at. Just a dab more. Perfect. Make sure it's seated good, and then just take our setter and burnish that metal down. I'm pressing very hard. If this was a bigger setting punch, it would scrape and rub on that CZ. That's why you want the smallest one that you can get over that. Beautiful. Let's finish this one. Good. I'm pressing very, very hard with this, and I'm rotating in a circular motion. Beautiful. All right, we have our 5mm set. Now we'll do the 4. Isn't this exciting? So I have 1, 2, 4mm there, and then I have 2mm on this one, and then we'll set a 3mm. The entire process is the same. Oh, that's the one I'd already cut. Now I'm going to move to a smaller setting punch. Because remember what I said, we want it as small as we can get. That one looks good. So you just simply screw that, take that out, insert that, and then tighten it down. Okay. Beautiful. That one cut pretty fast. That may be it. Let's check that one before we dig it too deep. Yeah, I think that's... beautiful. Now they look a little dirty and gunky because of all the wax and everything. Once we get them set, we'll clean them up and show you how beautiful they are. This one's cutting very easy. I'm thinking that 5mm must have just been... it may have been a burr that I had used before and it was dull. Okay. And it looks like I need to get another 4mm stone. We'll go ahead and set the... I've drilled the seat for that 4mm. So we'll go ahead and drill the seat for the 3 and set the 3, and then I'll get another 4mm stone. Let's see. I think that'll do that. Doesn't take much with the small ones. But I do need a much smaller there. We'll use this one. It's okay. I'm just going to take this and press it on down. Beautiful. Now with CZs, you can set them in the tumbler after you do all this, so you can do that. CZs and diamonds will stand up to that, but you probably wouldn't want to risk putting a diamond in the tumbler in case you lost it. You'd be digging for days. If you lose a CZ in there, then you can just get you another one and put in there. And we're done. And it's that easy to tube set. So they're dirty. I'm going to go clean them up. There's wax all over the stones. I will clean them up and I'll be right back. Well, there they are. Aren't they pretty? Now this was a very, very labor-intensive tutorial. I probably should have split this into 2 months. There's so much that I cut out that, you know, the length of the sawing, the length of the filing, drilling, all of that, the piercing, in the sanding, it was very, very, very labor intensive. And I did cut out a ton of that, and I did, you know, condense it into 8 times speed much of the time. But I know that this is going to take you guys a while, but it is such a rewarding project. Look at those CZs shine, absolutely shine. They will just catch the light, and every time you wear them, you will get compliments. And the earrings are just so cute. And I will have the I'll do a little video of them hanging up in the light, and then we'll have the pictures. And I hope you are as pleased with your project as I am with mine. And I hope this will spark some ideas of what you can do. You can take this design and you can put it on a cuff, or you can do a lot of things. I think it would be very pretty to do a portion of this on a cuff and to do multiple sizes of CZs and set them. And you can get colored CZs as well. And let me encourage you, as economical as they are, they're a great choice to put in your jewelry. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and we'll be on to the next one soon.